Is it a realistic expectation for a man of power to have one woman?
I don't think it happens that often. Like I would say it's very rare. Out of 100 men with power, you might find 2 that only have one woman.
And when you say 2 with one woman, what's the time frame of you being with one woman? You talking about a lifetime, you talking about 10 months, you talking about 10 years, you talking about the tenure of their whole relationship?
No, I'm saying, Cam, every once in a while you find a dude, he only is with his woman. It's very rare, but every once in a while you be like, wow, that mother, he only fuck with his wife.
Now, this is where, since we're having this conversation, is there ever a time that you've came around a person and you'd be like, yo, like that dude, I ain't gotta worry about him. I know that he promotes what he's talking about. See what I'm saying? Like, being with one woman, you know that that's him. You feel what I'm saying? There's some people who promote, I'm married, but behind the scenes, it's like.
Of course. I got homies, man, they are preachers. And I just laugh at them. Because they hold this Christianity in there, but they not living that life. I'm not saying they bad people, because I got friends who they're good people, but it's all a joke. It's really a joke. You ain't living that life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too hard to live that life. It takes a lot of discipline to live that life that you're talking about Christianity-wise. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I noticed that I think I heard some of you brothers was talking about how you would see, if you've never been a multimillionaire with a bank account with, say, $3.2 million in cash in the bank with no debt, you really have no idea who you'll be. I know you think you do, but you really don't know who you'll be until that actually happens. In theory, you're like, no, I'm gonna be the same person. You know, I know how I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna marry the same woman. I'm gonna act, I'm gonna move the same. I'm gonna do. But until you look at your Wells Fargo account and you see all them commas, you really don't know how you're gonna move. Not in terms of like morals, but in terms of the direction of your life would go, and who you will bring along with you. You really will be contemplating like, damn. You know, the thing that Cory is talking about, he's talking about polyamory, not polygamy. And man, I just mentioned you guys that I'm a wordsmith, so it's important that we get this stuff right. You know, he's not talking about polygamous relationships, even though that's what Cam asked him. Cory went straight into the polyamory part, and he was discussing the fact that women are hard to deal with today. So a man of means, we're going to just talk about socioeconomics. We're going to talk about money. A brother that got bread, rather than taking time to sift through a ton of women looking for that one woman that he can talk to, I think is what Cory said. Because Cory was like, imagine having that one woman that you could talk to. That's his way of saying, if we had that, then we wouldn't be out there playing the field. But since it's so hard to find that today, when you a man of means, it's better than just to go out and be with a bunch of women rather than stress over the problems of dealing with one hard-headed one. So I will say this, men of means, for the brothers that's on the panel that are men of means, I don't know everybody's situation, but you guys know how it is. You got less tolerance for bullshit when it comes from women, especially today. And that's one of the reasons why I push men and I teach men the mentality of raising his socioeconomic status. Let me tell you something, man. Fuck you, money matters. Eddie Murphy talked about it I watched it I don't remember if it was Raw or what's the other one, JR?
Delirious.
Or Delirious. I don't remember which one it was, but he was like, get your shit and go. When you got bread and the chick is acting up, you just be like, get your shit and go. We ain't gotta argue. We ain't going back and forth about nothing. And then she starts saying, when she realized what she's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Well, maybe we could talk about this. So men of means typically don't have time to worry to try to work it out with the one to figure out who is on his sheet. Listen, you want to argue with me, then go. I don't got time to argue. I don't got time to explain it to you. I'm a high, I got too much shit on my mind to be worrying and going back and forth with you about what flavor ice cream we buying this week at the grocery store. So polyamory is introduced into the equation for a lot of men that have means. But we get back to the discussion, original one. Would he do that if he found the right one? What Cory says, there's a room of 100 men of means, millionaires, let's just say, guys that can just go that have the pick of the litter, and the looks, as Sweeney explained earlier. If he found a solid woman, I don't think he would naturally want to go out and still smash a whole bunch of other ones. But if you got one, if every time that you deal with a woman from when you didn't have money to now that you do have money, and you got to deal with kind of almost the same bullshit over and over again, only thing that's changing is the woman, but it's the same shit that you're dealing with, you start to say, man, then I'm not going to deal with, I'll just move on. And I believe, Murphy, you was asking me a question. You were saying, Shan, what happens to a man who did not go through the spiritual, the physical, did not go through the changes and the experiences that most all men go through? Would he just fall back on his natural ability or his innate desire to just have sex and move recklessly? I think that was the question. Was that not the question or no?
That's correct. Because I to just a quick statement. When I was younger, I was with Uptown Records for 2 years. I was a backup dancer for a group called Finesse Sequent. And I met Sean Combs when he was an up-and-coming guy. He's an intern. And this subject I laugh because I know some cats that are millionaires. And I know they move. It go back to what my brother was saying about move without consequences. So they may have that one woman you think is enough, but they just be going around being reckless.
Okay. So, again, I believe that he